It's just a tactic used by everyone who's successful on the platform right now. Iraq.
You're looking at a collection of all the fastest man-made vehicles.
This is what I'm talking about!
I don't think this love for me. I don't think you the one for me.
Why YouTube feels boring.
Oh, I've done it. I've created the ultimate online video. I watched every YouTube video, but because I thought that Mr. Beast would do that very thing, I decided to do him one better. I watched every YouTube video and counted every pixel on every frame of every video. And guess what? I still thought that Jimmy might do that, so I decided to do him one better. I did it all in 24 hours, and I'll give away $100,000 to every viewer of that video.
And that video still flopped. And that video still flopped. It doesn't matter how good you think your video is. It doesn't matter. If the algorithm is not on your side, if you are not getting impressions, the video is going nowhere. That's what's happening to me right now with all of my reaction content. And I know that it's not super high edited, super high quick pace editing. It doesn't matter. We have Moist Critical. We have so many other people who do the same thing. If the algorithm decides to pick you up and put you in front of the right people, you're good.
Done it. I've done it. It's unbreakable. It's unbeatable. No one can ever outdo me. I've outbeasted the beast. Hello, Internet. Welcome to Game Theory, the superlative channel for overthinking all your favorite things on the internet. Today on Matt Pat Talks About Topics I'm Thinking About Instead of a Game Theory, we're going to be talking about phases. We all go through phases, right? We wear different stuff, we watch different things, and on YouTube, we make different content. For the last 3 years, YouTube has been going through what I'm calling the era of excess. And I probably don't have to explain to you exactly what I mean by that. You pretty much know it when you see it. The title has the word every.
This is exactly why YouTube is boring, okay? And I understand that my thumbnails are not the craziest things in the world at all. I completely understand that. But if you look at every single Minecraft video, the thumbnails look like this.
In it every time. I tried every food from every state. I tried every impossible sport. Mythical has a format called We Tried Every, where they try every flavor of a thing. The Try Guys have Keith Eats the Menu, where he tries every item on a restaurant menu. Eric tries every drive-thru. Eddie Burback goes to every Margaritaville. Matt
Because the scale on every YouTube video needs to be, I did everything. I did it all. I did the best. Nobody could beat me. Nobody at all. Nobody could ever top me. It's just, why has it gotten to this point? And the answer is Mr. Beast kind of fucked up YouTube. If we're being realistic, Mr. Beast is the reason that all YouTubers have this idea that, oh, if you have a super ultra scale and you do a crazy thumbnail that's super bright and is not realistic whatsoever, that's what's gonna get clicks. And he's not wrong. Nobody's wrong for doing that, because it does get you clicks, it does get you money, it does get you fame.
Matthew Beam goes to every Disneyland where Alpharad rides every ride. Drew Binsky visited all 197 countries, while Markiplier just tries every flavor of Taki. I mean, he actually just licked every flavor of Takis. It's a bit disturbing there, Mark. Even more disturbing than your trailer for Iron Lung. Anyway, you see where I'm going with this. It's every trend that you see everywhere on the platform. Not to be overlooked, though, this phase also includes what I call the nice round number syndrome, which contains a big old number with a dollar sign in front, and the numbers just keep getting bigger. While Mr. Beast has certainly been the one mainstreaming this recently, nice round numbers, they've been making titles and thumbnails more clickable since 2012, when top 10s and top 5.
But top 10 and top 5 content has always been super popular. Watch Mojo does really good top 10 videos, and realistically, when you see 10, you're like, oh, okay, this is a nice little list that's gonna get me a few minutes of entertainment, so people click on it. When you see somebody's giving away $1 million, you're more likely to click on it than if you saw that somebody was giving away $899,000. It's weird how the human brain works. For some reason, our brains see a large number that's just rounded out all the way across, and it's like, yes, I like that more.
Lists dominated the entire YouTube ecosystem. And once you know it, but clickable numbers become even more clickable once they're associated with money, leading to all your favorite giveaway and comparison videos. The numbers evolved from top 10s to top 100s to $100. And then we started adding zeros from there. Many zeros. Now we have $1 steak versus $1,000 steak, $1 versus $100,000 computers, $1 houses versus $100 million houses.
But to be fair, you would want to see the difference between the two. Obviously, you could have a good idea about what the difference is between the dollar and $100 million mansion. You can have an idea in your head, but until you see it in actual content, then you will just be curious. For people who are unable to make content like this, it's not good for the YouTube ecosystem. It's basically like if you have money, you have been bought in pretty much. But if you don't have money, you have to work really hard to get anybody's attention. If you want to be successful in any field, you need to work hard. But on YouTube, there's millions of videos being uploaded every day. I think it was like 25 million videos are uploaded to YouTube every single day. You're just a needle in a haystack. That's really what it comes down to.
And of course, the all-time classic, I gave a random person on the street $100,000 for the clout. I mean, obviously there's some vague reason, but we all know what the underpinning of it is, right? It's the clout. We've seen $10,000 ice cream, the world's biggest pizza, and we've watched Casey Neistat recline his way through every expensive Emirati flight on the planet. It's great. Clearly, we all love it.
I just want to say, I would 100% demolish this pizza.
And watch it, otherwise the algorithm wouldn't serve it up to you on a silver platter. But I'm here to tell you that there's a hidden cost to these videos, and no amount of dollar signs and zeros is ever gonna do it justice. The interesting thing about excess videos is that they're not just about the superlative of something or trying something nicer than average, they're a constant, unwinnable game of escalation. We already ate the biggest burger at one restaurant, so, you know, then we had to escalate. We had to eat the biggest burger at every restaurant.
I just said that everybody's problem is scale. And I was talking to my boys the other day, and I was basically like, yo, do y'all think that I could really do this? Do you think that I could really end up being like a big streamer one day? And I'm not even talking about like Kai Cenat or anything like that. I'm just talking about even in my own lane, if I would be able to create this into a full-time job. It was basically like, well, you're doing everything that everybody else is doing. You need to make yourself different. You need to do stuff that's different in order to break out. What am I supposed to do at this point? What am I supposed to do besides a literal crime on the internet to get successful? Destroy my morals and go do some shit that I don't want to do, commit a crime, make sure that I link my socials to it, digital footprint gets cooked, and I blow up over it. Like, what am I supposed to do? There's no creative outsources anymore. Everything has been done. Everybody just steals everybody's content on the internet at this point. What the fuck am I supposed to do? If I had money, you have endless opportunities to do whatever you want. But I don't have money to be throwing at this shit. OnlyFans? Yeah, that's true. I could start one. You would like that, huh?
Once you do that, where else do you go? Well, then you have to eat at every restaurant that ever serves a burger. You get the idea. I'm sure if I asked you why we like this sort of content so much, there are some easy answers that come to mind. It's satisfying. You get to see things that are too expensive to buy for yourself. Maybe it's funny to see people try crazy stuff. All of that is very true, but there's also a lot more boiling under the surface of our excess addiction on YouTube. Understanding the psychology of why you're watching these videos might make you think twice about when to click on them and when to keep scrolling. Today we're talking about where this era of excess comes from, where it's going, and why you should know for your own mental health. It's probably no surprise to you that watching content on the internet, any content, even this sort of content, is doing all sorts of things to your brain.
Yeah.
In a nutshell, consuming content online when you're scrolling on YouTube Shorts, TikTok, or Instagram activates neuronal pathways in your brain that are commonly known as reward pathways. You scroll and ooh, a new thing to see. Scroll again and ooh, another new thing to see. Forever and ever, endlessly to the end of time. And each time your brain gets a little happy response to seeing something novel, something funny, something beautiful or interesting. All the things that we try to make our content look like online. These happy feelings come from your brain's dopamine reward pathway. And
my dopamine reward pathway is beyond cooked, and it's because I consume way too much content. I understand that millions of other people on the internet probably also have this issue. There's no regulations on social media. There's no regulations on what you watch, how much you watch of it. The whole goal of every social media website is to keep the viewer or the person on their platform for as long as possible. And I could tell you, YouTube has taken years off of my life. It's taken years out of my life. I've watched so much YouTube. I've watched so much Netflix, so much Disney Plus. I'm absolutely cooked because seeing anything brand new on the internet doesn't even faze me anymore. I'm just like, okay, that's cool. Next. That's it.
Same ones that get activated when someone hands you an ice cream sundae, or the feeling that you get when you beat a level in a video game. Years ago, we actually did a video on this channel all about the addictive qualities of games like Candy Crush.
Yeah, just to to make another note on the video games is that the whole reason that people enjoy video games so much, and especially when you're playing a brand new game, it's a experience that you are able to compete in or just go through on your own, get rewarded throughout the game through unlocks, progressing through the story, whatever the case is. And by the end of beating that game, accomplishing your goal, there's nothing left to do. There's no more dopamine drip for you to hit. When I was doing the Black Ops 6 Road to Nebula and Road to Dark Matter, by the time that I got to the end of both of those challenges, I didn't want to play the game anymore. I stopped uploading it on my channel. I did everything that I needed to do. I unlocked everything that I wanted to unlock. I'm done now. I need something to work towards, or otherwise I'm not interested.
Which is just as relevant today for social media as it was back then for mobile gaming addiction. In case you haven't seen it, I'm gonna summarize it quickly. When it comes to consuming content, unfortunately, we're going in with the deck stacked against us, starting with the literal brain inside our own heads. Biologically, our brains have been wired from the beginning to find rewarding experiences in life and then double down on those rewards because a few thousand ancestors ago, that was what was able to keep us alive. Now, that reward-seeking behavior we all have baked into our neurons gets translated to a key weakness that can be exploited by everyone from game developers to marketing companies, and especially by social video platforms. Watching funny TikToks, satisfying aesthetic videos on Instagram, and clever YouTube shorts, they're all microdosing dopamine into your brain all day long until you're suddenly feeling compelled to keep scrolling just to try and feel okay. There's been a lot of research done in this area, and even if literally none of us are following the advice of limit your screen time, we at least know, yeah, we probably should be doing that. But no, really, yeah, we probably should be doing that. The TLDR of all this is that the For You page is giving your brain exactly what it wants, which isn't always a good thing. The thing is, friendos, well, it's easy for all of us to collectively point to short-form video as the thing that's getting us hooked on all these platforms, the things that are shamelessly riding those dopamine waves. They're not the only ones that are giving us that little boost to happy. The era of excess on YouTube has given us the exact same action on these same reward pathways, even with long-form videos. It's doing this in two main ways. First, the structure of the video usually sets you up for lots of little micro doses of dopamine rewards all the way throughout the video, starting with the opening seconds. Let's just take a classic example from Good Mythical Morning. I tried every flavor of Lay's chips, where they have the setup of these videos down to a science. Probably why it's a whole series over on GMM. They start right off the bat by teasing what's in the video. This hooks you in the first few seconds in the exact same way that a TikTok does.
27 flavors of Lay's, but only one can be the best. Let's talk about that.
This is the exact same tactic that Mr. Beast uses in
Maybe this is what I need to start doing for my content. Just being absolutely annoying, trying to make sure that your focus is on the video at all times. This is why I don't comprehend how we have YouTubers like Moist Critical who could just sit in front of the camera, yap about nothing for 15 minutes, and then just end the video, and that shit gets a million views within 24 hours. Obviously, he's been on YouTube for 15 years, so he's really earned it. He has earned it. In this new era of content creation, you see all these fake Mr. Beasts who are just replicating everything he does. Today, we will be shooting this rocket out of this cannon at my mom's house. And my mom isn't even home. I sent her to the Dominican Republic, and then it'll hear like the little beach music. But today, she's gonna be very upset because we're blowing up her house. But don't worry, we have a house in the back for her. Ding! And then it's the same ding in every single Mr. Beast video. Bro, do you know how annoying that shit is? I don't want to watch those videos, dude. I'm a grown-ass man. Maybe I'm a geezer. Maybe I'm an old fuck, but that's how I feel about it.
every one of his $1 versus $1 million videos. Or I guess now it's $100 million videos.
This is a $100 million mega mansion.
Beautiful.
And this isn't me trying to single out any creators or point fingers. It's just a tactic used by everyone who's successful on the platform right now. Josh Weissman.
Today we're going to be ranking and tasting every major fast food burger in America.
Airrack.
You're looking at a collection of all the fastest man-made vehicles.
This is what I'm talking about! This is exactly what... How? Bro, how did you even do... How did you get this set up? Oh my god, I'm gonna have an aneurysm.
In history.
Hope Scope.
I bought every Barbie dream house ever.
Mr. Who.
This is more understandable. I get it. You just bought every Barbie dream house ever, and then you're gonna unbox them and you're just gonna show them off. This is completely understandable. But when you see somebody doing this isn't a GTA lobby. Obviously, it's cool. I get it. I get why. The scale is massive. You have a fucking fighter jet. You have a Delta Airlines plane, you have a helicopter, you have a speedboat. I don't even know. You have a bicycle and a fucking, I don't know what he has in here, but this shit is insane, man. I'm a hater today. Today I'm on hate time.
Who's the boss?
I have just bought every single Xbox console ever.
Basically every major creator.
Now that's sick. Okay, now that's sick. I'm not gonna sit here and say that that's not cool. That's cool.
On the platform is zeroed in on this strategy as a psychological tactic to get your attention on YouTube. But that's not enough. After those catchy opening seconds, you break the video up into manageable chunks that are, I don't know, somewhere around 60 to 90 seconds each, about the exact same as a TikTok, so people feel like they're getting a new reward for every minute that they stay tuned into the video. Take a look.
Do you know how harmful this type of content is for children? That you need to be doing something different every 60 seconds to make sure that their attention spans is on the video? Do you know how disgusting that is? I wouldn't want TikTok to be taken away. I'm not gonna lie. I think it's very good for small businesses. My wife is a small business on TikTok, so obviously I have some skin in the game there. But dude, I don't think that this is healthy at all, because what's gonna happen when these kids are in high school? What's gonna happen when these kids need to hold a job? They can't watch anything for more than a minute. My wife is the same way. She can't watch a movie without being on her phone the whole time. That's so disgusting. Let YouTube be YouTube, man. Go make a different platform for all this bullshit.
Look at that same GMM video to see what I mean. 45 seconds to 1 minute and 15 seconds goes by. They switch to a new flavor of chip, giving you just long enough for a satisfying crunch, some color commentary, a couple of jokes, bam, on to the next before.
You're not even clearing your palate, bro. You're not even clearing your fucking palate when you're eating these chips. You don't have enough time to talk and drink water and bite into the next chip. Dude, tell me I'm wrong.
In Hope Scope's tour through the history of Barbie dream houses, a video that I personally loved, by the way, she switches between dream houses less than every 2 minutes. Eric is way more intense when ranking all the fast food restaurants, going through them at a pace of 10 to 30 seconds each. Mr. Beast's favorite way to do this is by completely switching up challenges every 3 minutes or so. His classic I gave away an island to my 100 millionth subscriber video switches challenges every 1 minute and 30 seconds to 2 minutes and 45 seconds. While in his somewhat controversial Curing People's Blindness video, the longest any individual patient gets in front of the camera is 50 seconds. I could go on and on and on with hundreds of examples of these videos across the platform, each with 10.
We're cooked. That's all I'm hearing right now is we're cooked, man. Maybe I'm old-fashioned. And I hate to even say that I'm old-fashioned because I'm 26 years old, dude. I'm not that brainwashed to needing to be watching something different within every 30 to a minute. I don't need to. I could sit down. I could watch a full movie without touching my phone. I could watch full TV series without interruption or skipping episodes or doing whatever the case is. Bro, this is disgusting. If you don't agree, you probably have TikTok brain rot. That's probably what it is. For an adult like me, this is not something that's normal. This isn't regular. This isn't healthy, dude.
Sometimes hundreds of millions of views, but it all boils down to this one thing. YouTube videos, my friends, have become high-polished compilations. Kind of like TikTok compilations or Vine compilations before them, whether or not you or even the people making them realize it. And it works. It works real well. But wait a minute, I hear you saying, telling me I'm throwing all my fellow creators under the bus. How could I do that to all my friends? I'm just a YouTube turncoat. And hey, wait a minute, didn't this video start out using these exact same tactics? Well, let me be clear. Creators, including little old theorists over here, work to make the best content possible for viewers and fans based on the rules of the platform they're working on. You would never see a TikTok start with long, slow classical music and a black screen, right? Why? Well, because the platform doesn't serve that sort of content. People don't respond to slow TikToks with no visuals. That would be insane. By the same token, YouTube creators have to live within the extremely rigid boundaries of the platform and the content that's getting recommended here. Yeah, big creators have videos that work very well, and also, it's not really their fault. Creators aren't implementing TikTok tactics like this because they're trying to trick you. They're doing it because this content is what YouTube systems have told them is working. And in case it's still a secret, friends, YouTube has one goal and one goal only here in 2023: to
make sure that you keep eyes on content 24/7. Do not let people leave your channel. If you do that, we reward you. We give you a cookie. We give you more impressions. We make sure that you blow up. That's how you do this. The algorithm isn't very hard to understand. However, most people, they click off of a video within the first 30 seconds. Doesn't matter what type of content it is. Doesn't matter if it's highly polished content. Doesn't matter if it's a compilation. Doesn't matter if it's a video essay. Doesn't even matter matter if it's their own funeral. It doesn't matter. They can't sit and watch something.
Look and feel a lot like TikTok. It's no coincidence that the excess phase of YouTube has happened at the same time as the rise of TikTok and the same time as YouTube launching its own TikTok killer as Shorts. A lot of large creators understand that they're not competing with each other, they're competing with the product that YouTube really needs to win, Shorts. So at this point, this is the real picture of what making content on YouTube looks like. Creators have to make videos that are as exciting as a TikTok, but long enough to feed YouTube's recommendation system lots and lots of tasty watch minutes. And in case you're not aware of what's going on behind the curtain, these episodes take weeks or even months to create, often costing tens, if not even hundreds of thousands of dollars to produce, all while still needing to be brand safe. Young skewing, but not too young skewing. New and original while still feeling familiar enough for you to click on, and they might just make it onto someone's homepage. Then again, YouTube might just give that space to Shorts instead.
Never fall down, never fail, never show fear, never get out of line. It's too hard. It's too contradictory.
So what's left after all that? Well, a lot of escalation. How do you get people's attention on YouTube now? Do something bigger, more expensive, more flashy, more dangerous, for as long as you possibly can and in as many short, discrete chunks as you can. At the end of the day, this isn't about the creators that you're watching, it's about the platform that you're watching those creators on. But there's more to this fun little escalation circus. With more complicated and over-the-top production comes the need for more help, a lot more help. While videos on the platform are becoming more pigeonholed into this escalation and excess genre, they also need a lot more manpower to pull them off. Rhett and Link employ nearly 100 full-time employees. Smosh is over 30. Mr. Beast is at least 100, and individual creators who look like they film alone now have full-time teams of at least 10 to 15 people hunting the corners of the earth to find every impossible sport, Pop-Tarts flavor, and MacBook. The cost of these enormous teams lay on even more pressure for every episode to be an every episode, because it has to be a banger. Instead of stories, characters, or in-depth narratives that feel risky, access videos can be executed by any team who can build a bigger set, visit more Olive Gardens, or buy more weird shoes for you to try on without running into a lot of creative risks. Right now, this is one of the only ways to effectively thread the needle. It's hard to blame people for leaning into the content that's successful, but you gotta admit, all of it feels a bit limited. There's not a lot of feeling under the surface there other than, whoa, amazing, with that little Vine boom animation to make it seem like something more exciting.
I use that all the time. I literally... Dude, it gets to a point, man. People doing this all the time, every day. Everybody's gonna run out, and then everybody's gonna have to sit there and be like, "What do we do now?" YouTube used to just be people sitting here in front of the camera talking, and a lot of it right now is reaction videos, and that's why I just lean into the reaction videos. If I could afford to do big scale videos, I would, but I can't. So it is what it is, bro. And gaming videos, I already had this conversation, but gaming videos, they only get you so far. Barely ever gain an audience from gaming videos. So I enjoy doing reaction videos because it's kind of a reflection on my thought processes at a certain point in time. As of today, it's July 9th, 2025. My daughter isn't born yet. If I come back and watch some of these videos later on, I'll probably have a different perspective on life. We'll see.
Overall, it just makes the platform as a whole feel stagnant when everything carries the same tone. And whose fault is that? The platform. With that in mind though, so far we've only talked about the ways that the era of excess is hijacking our brain and the programming schedule of your favorite creator. But what about you as a normal viewer? Turns out that the era of excess may be having a number of other unintended consequences for fans of YouTube, and these consequences aren't so easy to detox from. First, let's just talk about what's so appealing about excess content when we watch it. It's fun. It's neat to see people take things to the extreme, and for a lot of us, the era of excess is a form of escapism. Now, there's nothing wrong with a little escapism. People have been using books, TV, movies, theater, video games, all kinds of media forever to escape their humdrum lives, or in our case, a world that often feels like it's about to burn down around us. 100%. A lot of time, escapism media portrays a life that's better, more magical, or often more wealthy than our own. It idealizes tiny problems, fancy clothes, fancy cars, extravagant vacations, or enormous houses. Any of those topics sound familiar? They should. They're literally everywhere in the era of excess here on YouTube. Visit the craziest hotels, eat the $1,000 steak, try on the 20 new outfits that you could never afford, and do it in every video across YouTube. There's actually a name for this kind of viewership, and if it sounds gross, well, it is. It's called wealth prawn, and it's been around just as long as wealth itself has. If you're a boomer, your generation had Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous, one of the most influential influential reality shows of all time before reality TV was even a thing. As the creator of the show described it, it allowed everyone to feel like someday they too could live a fancy lifestyle.
When you first conceived, did you have any idea that people would be as interested in how the other half lived?
It's almost as if the whole thing has slipped into the vernacular of the dictionary because everybody is curious, but to an extent that we never dreamed. Here in America, everybody wants to be a winner. Everybody dreams of being very, very successful. And so for a moment with our show, we showcase the winners, and then we let the people dream and say, yes, we too could live like that and be like that.
Moving into the 90s and 2000s.
This is the problem, though. That's the problem, is that it is wealth corn. Kids shouldn't have any idea about money. When I grew up, I didn't know a single thing about money. I didn't know the value of money, nothing like that. You're starting these kids off so early in life, learning about all these luxury items, and that most of them will never have them. That's going to create depression. That's going to create insecurity. A lot of people don't think about it that way, but that's what it creates, especially if they're seeing all this super young, and you're seeing super young people doing this. Not everybody's a winner. That's just what it comes down to.
Since he had shows like MTV Cribs, Real Housewives, and then the ultimate in wealth, Prawn, Keeping Up with the Kardashians. With each of those shows on their own escalating journey to show off more wealth, more extravagance, and more aspirational living than the last. But where wealth, Prawn, used to be confined to just a couple of shows that aired a few times a week, now it's literally everywhere. Every time you log onto YouTube, there it is. A brand new video, or 3, or 7, all ready for you to consume to get that hit of dopamine, except that's not truly what happens. When you're surrounded by wealth, Prawn, all the time, instead of feeling inspired by the beautiful lifestyles showcased online, viewers report feeling more discouraged about their own lifestyle.
Yep! Exactly what I'm saying. Dude, this isn't good to constantly be seeing. Once in a while, if you're seeing some type of wealth content, that's good because it gives you inspiration. It makes you feel like, oh, I could do this too. But when you're constantly seeing it, everybody's rich, everybody's driving Lambos, everybody's in PJs, everybody has everything in the world. This is not good for somebody's mental stability while everybody else is poor. Literally, everybody else is having a hard time surviving, yet all we're watching is wealth corn all day, every day, every streamer, every YouTuber, every single person. Look, I'm not trying to be a hater, bro. I'm really not trying to be a hater. It's fucking disgusting how much wealth corn is on the internet because that's the only content that people will click on besides the drama content. It's not good, man.
Everywhere you look, it feels like there's someone who has it better than you. Someone who could afford to explore exotic islands or buy 30 pairs of sneakers, all the while inflation continues to rise out here in the real world. Everything is getting more expensive, and you're just out here wondering if you're gonna be able to afford next month's rent. But if every video you see online is in every video, it can be hard to remember that fact. And it starts to normalize the idea that we should all be living in this excessive way. And so when we can't, we start to become disappointed and dissatisfied. And because dopamine is now tied to our viewing addiction, it leads us to watch another video to try and get that hit, to try and feel normal again, to try and see what this one is gonna be like. And you just wind up repeating the cycle again and again and again, ultimately making us feel worse off mentally. This is especially true for younger viewers, where studies have shown that those who spend more time on social media, including YouTube, reported higher levels of comparison and lower self-esteem as a result. It's especially dangerous when you consider that 25% of young people reported going to platforms like TikTok to get financial advice, which can then lead them to not only feeling worse, but actually spending more on things they don't need to try and achieve that lifestyle that they're constantly being shown they should have. So what?
I don't know if I'm wrong for this, and I've already doubled the time of this video. I'm gonna try and stop yapping so much. I'm gonna have to cut a lot of this video out of YouTube. But I don't trust anybody on the internet. Somebody could be giving me the perfect financial advice. I don't trust you. Just because of all the rug pulls that have happened with crypto, people trying to get you to buy into shit that's not real, all of the bank scams. Like, dude, I don't trust any financial advice from anybody online. The most that I know about and I believe is that a lot of people don't pay their taxes on time. A lot of people don't save their money, the 37% that they should be saving from their YouTube careers so that they could pay taxes the next year. That's something I do believe in. I don't think that people know what they're supposed to be doing with their money at all. Getting advice from people on the internet, no. I don't believe that people have your best interest at heart. And I could be a complete doomer, but that's just what it comes down to, man.
So what then do we do? Well, half the battle is just knowing what we're watching in the first place. When we see a video's cold open shouting at your face that you're about to see every of something, you need to recognize that that video is designed to trick your brain into thinking it's getting a prize. Spoiler alert, it's not. It's actually a TikTok compilation designed to give you a hit of dopamine every 2 minutes or less. And seeing a bigger dollar amount in the title, that's not gonna lead you to feel better about yourself or the state of your bank account. Also, it's important to recognize that even though YouTubers seem to be all footloose and fancy-free with their expensive stuff and far-flung vacations, what you're seeing isn't real. Behind those big videos are big expense checks, and all the brand deal and ad revenue that pours in is getting poured right back out to the massive teams that are making these videos.
That is true.
Happen. Behind the fun is a lot of paperwork, production calendars, and more coordination than your typical Hollywood shoot. No one is truly living the way that you see in these videos, and whatever you see on screen was meticulously curated by a team that's bigger than however big you imagine them to be. Now, I can speculate about where the platform goes from here, the future of shorts, how far you can escalate before you hit a ceiling, what YouTube should be doing as a platform, but that's all episodes for another day. For now, knowledge is power, so consider yourself armed and ready to take on the next video that you watched.
Absolute banger video by the Game Theorist. When GTA 6 drops, you gonna stream it or play with viewers? Both. Brother, when GTA 6 drops, I'm doing everything. That's probably when my first 24-hour stream is gonna be. W video by the Game Theorist. I think that YouTube, TikTok, social media in general just has really damaged everybody's brain. It doesn't matter if you're an adult, a child, it's ruined everybody's attention spans. People don't really know what real life is anymore because everybody posts their highlights. Nobody's posting their lowlights. You have to remember that in life. But besides that, yeah, try and be careful with content because this isn't always good for you.
I don't think this love for me. I don't think you the one for me. I don't think you see me when you fucking up all in your dream. I don't think you got trust for me. Just ain't what I